Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be recapping today's NBA games from the in-season tournament. We had some blowouts, not a lot, just a little bit, and I believe there were 11 games on today in the in-season tournament, and it was actually a really good day of basketball. You had some really close games, some really good performances. Rockets and the Clippers were a great game. The Suns and the Jazz were a great game. So were the Nuggets and the Pelicans. The Spurs and the Kings were great too. So many good games on today. And yeah, so great games today. And let's go over it. We're going to recap Friday's NBA games, Friday NBA games for November 17th, NBA Cup and season tournament. So the Bucks beat the crap out of the Hornets. And this was, it's not like this was it was a close half. It was a close first half. Hornets were up in the first quarter by 9, and then the Bucks outscored them by 11 in the second quarter. So the Bucks were up by 2 points going into halftime, but then the Bucks outscored the Hornets by a total of 9 points in the third quarter and 20 points in the fourth quarter. So a total of 29 points outscored by the Bucks. The Bucks scored 71 points in the second half, while the Hornets only scored 42. So yeah, it shows right there. All right, 37. Even though the Hornets got their butts kicked, LaMelo Ball had 37 points. And coming off a suspension, I don't even want to talk about this guy, but Miles Bridges had 17 points with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And anybody else, Brandon Miller had 10 points. Mark Williams had a really good performance with 11 points and 16 rebounds, but that was it. For the Bucks, 27 points for Damian Lillard. Giannis had 16 and 8. Middleton had 12. He's still on a minute restriction, though. 20 points for Malik Beasley. He's coming off a great shooting night in their last game. Then the Knicks beat the Wizards 120-99. You have 32 points and 7 rebounds, 7 assists from Jalen Brunson. 22, 7, and 8 from Randall. 27 off the bench for Emmanuel Quickly with 6 and 4 as well. And for the Wizards are now 2-10 and have been terrible this season. But they had 19 points from Kuzma tonight. Jordan Poole, he had 8 points, 2 for 11 shooting. Deni Avdija had 18 points. Cavs beat the Pistons 108-100 without Donovan Mitchell. The Pistons, I know, are shorthanded, but they're playing terrible basketball. I know they're missing Isaiah Livers. They're missing also Bojan Bogdanovic. They're missing a couple other players, but still playing terrible basketball. 20 points for Cade Cunningham. Oscar Thompson had 9 and 10. And I thought this Pistons team would be better so far, and it surprised me a little bit how bad they've been. I know they have some injuries stacked up, but still. 28 points for Garland, and 28 points for Garland, 18 and 10 for Mobley, and 18 as well for Max Strus. All right, Sixers beat the Hawks 126-116. For the Sixers, 32, 7, and 8 for Joel Embiid, 29 and 10 for Tobias Harris, 19 points for Tyrese Maxey. And then for the Atlanta Hawks, 22 points and 13 assists for Trae Young, 18 points and 10 rebounds for Jalen Johnson, 17 points for Saddiq Bey, and DeJounte Murray had 13 points in this ballgame. The Raptors nearly pulled off a huge upset. This was the Raptors' first game played of the end-season tournament so far. That's crazy. But the Celtics won, and the Raptors would have been put in a great position if they got an upset over the Celtics today, but they didn't. It was a very close game. The Raptors led in this ball game in the fourth quarter. The Celtics win 108-105. 23 points for Jaylen Brown. Tatum had 17. Porzingis had 14 and 12. Drew Holiday had 14, 8, and 5. And also, Derek White hit a clutch 3 in this game and had 13 points and 5 assists. And the Celtics today, they played only a total of 8 players. 8 players touched the court for the Celtics today. 7 of them were in double figures. Hauser, 11. Horford, 11. Derek White, 13. Holiday, 14. Porzingis, 14. Tatum, 17. Jaylen Brown, 23. But for the Raptors, 23 for Pascal Siakam, but also 23, 7, and 6 for Dennis Schroeder. 14 points for Scotty Barnes, 11 points for Jakob Poeltl. Still no OG Anunoby, though, for the Toronto Raptors. 14 points for Gary Trent Jr., though. 129 to 120 victory for the Sacramento Kings over the San Antonio Spurs. Unbelievable performance from De'Aaron Fox. 43 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. This performance in Fox, it was a great performance. I can't even say if it was the best performance of the day. And there's someone in a game we're going to be talking about in just a second who definitely could be argued. I think De'Aaron Fox and this other player have an argument for the best play of the day. It probably goes to Fox. Fox scored the most points out of anybody, and the only person that comes close to that is Kevin Durant at 38, and that's not the player I'm talking about. But Fox had a really good day. They came back from 18 points to win their 5th straight game. Sabonis also had 27, 14, and 7. Monk had 20 and 8 assists off the bench. So great performance from the Kings. 27 points for Victor Wembanyama with 9 rebounds. Zach Collins had a great day as well. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals with 1 block, shooting 3 for 5 from 3. And then 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists for Keldon Johnson. 103-97 victory for the Orlando Magic over the Chicago Bulls. The second straight win for the Magic over the Bulls. 21 points for Franz Wagner, 18 for Jonathan Isaac, 15 points for Gary Harris, also 13 points for and 8 rebounds for Banchero. And that was really it for the Bulls. 34 points for Zach LaVine. Hey, might be opening up some of the eyes of some of the teams that are interested in him. DeRozan, 23 points, Caruso, 18. Also, a lot of people interested in him as well. Then 10 points and 10 rebounds for Vucevic, and that was a good win for the Orlando Magic. And then here comes the player I was talking about. The Pelicans beat the Nuggets 115 to 110. This is very important for their group, which is Group B, because the Pelicans now lead their group with a record of 2-1, while the Nuggets are at second place. Brandon Ingram had 21 points and 8 assists. And 26 points for Zion, 22 and 8 for Valanciunas in the 115-110 win. But here's the player I'm talking about to potentially be considered the player of the day out of all NBA games today. 26 points for Nikola Jokic. You think you think 26 points is better than 43? It's not the points. 16 rebounds, and then the last stat, 18 assists. Shot 10 for 20. Shot terrible from 3, though. 1 for 8. And had 1 block. I mean, nearly had a 25-20-20 game. Was 2 assists and 4 rebounds away from that. And then also a great performance for Christian Brown with 25 points and 9 rebounds and 3 assists. Aaron Gordon had 14, and so did Reggie Jackson. And the Nuggets still couldn't win this game. They fall to 9-3. The Suns beat the Jazz 131 to 128, and Kevin Durant hits the Dagger 3-pointer, and he finishes with 38, 9, and 9. Devin Booker has 24 points and 15 assists. Outside of Nikola Jokic, that was the most assists by any player in the NBA today. 15 points for Yusuf Nurkic as well. For the Jazz, 37 points for Jordan Clarkson. Great performance by him. Lauri Markkanen with 21 points. The Jazz lose 131 to 128. That was a great game, though. Lakers beat the Blazers 107 to 95. 35 and 9 and 5 for LeBron James. Anthony Davis was 16 and 14. D'Lo 14. Christian Wood had 10 and 10 for the Blazers. 24 points for Jeremy Grant. DeAndre Ayton had 17 and 12. The Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Clippers. The Rockets' 6-game winning streak comes to an end, and they're still they've still not won a game on the road so far this season. They're 0-3 on the road. Clippers get their first win with James Harden. James Harden hits a game-winning shot against his former team. Clippers win it 106 to 100. Rockets had many chances to win this game. They were up by 5 points with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. But James Harden won the game with 6 seconds left. When it was 100 to 100, the ball game was tied. Jayshawn Tate was guarding James Harden. I was watching this game because I'm a Rockets fan. James Harden with a step back shot. Us Rockets fans have seen a lot throughout his career with Houston. As a Rockets fan, something I've seen a lot when he was with Houston as well. Step back 3, which Jayshawn Tate did foul him on. He fell. A shot again I've seen a billion times since when he's been with Houston, and was a 4-point play. Harden makes the free throw, and the Clippers win it 106 to 100 to get their first win with James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook. Here's what I think about as a Rockets fan. The Rockets were not going to win every game the rest of the season, and the Clippers weren't going to lose every. Both streaks were down to come down to an end. I mean, the Clippers' 6-game losing streak was down to come to an end, and the Rockets' 6-game winning streak was down to come to an end. The Rockets played great basketball throughout their winning streak, and the Clippers played terrible basketball throughout their losing streak. But that didn't stop the Clippers from playing great basketball tonight. And I'm not going to say that didn't stop the Rockets from playing terrible basketball tonight. Rockets made mistakes in this ball game, but they still played good basketball, and this was a winnable game for them. For the Clippers, James Harden had 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, while Kawhi Leonard had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals. 23 and 8 for Paul George, though, and Russell Westbrook came off the bench with 8 points. For the Rockets, 23 points and 8 rebounds for Alperen Sengun. Fred VanVleet was 2 rebounds away from a triple-double with 19, 8, and 10. Jalen Green had 25 and 4, and Jabari Smith Jr. had 10 points and 7 rebounds. Also, Tari Eason with 12 points and 6 rebounds off the bench for the Rockets. He had a great performance. So, yeah, that's it for today's games. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them and thoughts, and peace out.